Back in the late 1990s, before streaming, before smartphones, before binge-watching became a lifestyle, entertainment in America looked completely different. People would actually drive to crowded rental stores every Friday night, hoping the movie they wanted wasn't already taken. And if you forgot to return it on time, Blockbuster hit you with a late fee that felt like a punch to the wallet. But somewhere in California, inside a small, quiet office, a wild idea was forming, an idea so strange that most people laughed at it. This tiny startup just a couple of founders, a dusty desk, and a dream believed that DVDs could be delivered straight to your home. No lines, no late fees, no frustration. That idea was Netflix. And oh man, nobody had a clue what was coming next, because this little company, ignored by investors and mocked by industry giants, was about to start a revolution that would shake Hollywood to its core. Netflix didn't just challenge Blockbuster. Ha ha ha. They buried it. They didn't just enter the entertainment industry, they rewrote the rules. From a small DVD be-mail experiment to the world's most powerful streaming platform, Netflix's rise is one of the craziest transformations ever seen. So how did this humble idea explode into a global phenomenon watched by hundreds of millions? How did Netflix go from rejection and near failure to domination? Whoa, buckle up, because today we dive deep into the unbelievable, unstoppable rise of Netflix.
In 1997, long before the world streamed anything, a tiny startup was born inside a small office in California. Netflix didn't look like the next big thing, oh no, not even close. It was just Reed Hastings, Mark Randolph, and a wild idea that made absolutely no sense to most people. The idea: renting DVDs through the mail, no stores, no late fees, no hassle. Just pick a movie online, and boom, it arrives in your mailbox. Sounds normal today, right? But back then, people thought they were out of their minds. DVDs were new, few people even owned DVD players. Investors kept saying, "This will never work, Blockbuster owns the market." And it was true, Blockbuster was a giant, earning billions every year. But what people didn't see was the frustration growing inside customers. Late fees were crushing, inventory was limited. And America was ready for something different, even if they didn't know it yet. Reed Hastings felt that change before anyone else. One day, after paying a $40 late fee, $40 he snapped. That frustration became a spark that turned into Netflix. They launched with a small collection of DVDs, a basic website, and pure determination. Orders started slow, then faster, then suddenly, hundreds of DVDs were flying across the country every day. Netflix wasn't just another rental service, it was a quiet rebellion. A tiny challenger rising against a billion-dollar empire. And oh man, this was only the beginning. As Netflix slowly grew, the founders realized something huge: people didn't just want convenience. They wanted freedom, no deadlines, no counting days, no getting punished for forgetting a return. So in 1999, Netflix launched something bold, a subscription model. One flat monthly price for unlimited DVDs, no late fees, no due dates. Watch as much as you want, return when you want. Oh, that was the moment everything changed. Customers went crazy for it. Suddenly, people weren't renting movies. They were experiencing a brand new way of watching. The freedom felt addictive. And as subscriptions skyrocketed, Netflix's confidence grew. They added personalized movie recommendations, something Blockbuster could only dream of. Their algorithm learned what each person liked, and That's when Netflix became more than a rental service. They became a data powerhouse, but success wasn't easy. Netflix was still fighting for survival. Shipping DVDs wasn't cheap, scaling the business was painful. Competitors were circling, but the team kept pushing because they knew something Blockbuster didn't. The future belonged to convenience, not punishment. The subscription model didn't just help Netflix grow, it transformed it into a movement. People started bragging to friends, "Oh hey, I'm on Netflix." The brand wasn't cool at first, but suddenly it became modern, smart, and simple. Netflix had found its magic formula, and yet, even with this breakthrough, they faced a problem so big, so intimidating, that it almost destroyed them. This leads to one of the most dramatic moments in business history. In the early 2000s, Netflix was growing, but barely surviving. The dot-com crash hit them hard. Money was running out, and honestly, the company was close to dying. So Reed Hastings made a desperate move. He flew to Dallas and walked straight into Blockbuster's massive headquarters. His goal: sell Netflix for $50 million. Yo, just $50 million. Imagine the scene. A tiny startup, bleeding cash, standing in front of the biggest movie rental empire in the world. Reed pitched the idea confidently. Netflix will handle your online business, and Blockbuster can focus on stores. A perfect partnership, right? Blockbuster's executives listened, paused, and then laughed. They literally laughed at Netflix. They thought the idea was stupid. They believed renting DVDs online would never work. They told Reed, "This is a small niche business. Good luck." Off. That moment changed everything. Netflix walked out humiliated but also fired up with revenge. Blockbuster didn't just reject a deal, they rejected the future. And Netflix decided right then, we're going to destroy them. After that meeting, the Netflix team worked like their lives depended on it. Faster shipping, better recommendations, smarter tech, more customers. They doubled down, pushed harder, and refused to die. Meanwhile, Blockbuster stayed blind, stuck in old habits, thinking they were untouchable. That single rejection became the fuel that powered Netflix's rise, and the world would soon see a plot twist nobody expected. By 2011, Netflix had millions of subscribers, but a terrifying problem. Almost every show and movie they streamed belonged to someone else. Disney, Warner Brothers, NBC, Fox, these companies could pull their content away at any moment. And Netflix knew if that happened, the entire business could collapse overnight. So they made a crazy decision, a risky decision. A decision Hollywood laughed at. Netflix decided to make their own shows. Their first major original series was House of Cards, a political drama starring Kevin Spacey and produced by David Fincher. Studios asked, a streaming service making high-budget television, good luck. But Netflix wasn't playing small. They spent $100 million on the show, $100 million before filming even started. And when it released, boom, it exploded. Critics loved it. Viewers binge-watched it. Awards rolled in suddenly. Netflix wasn't just streaming TV, they were competing with HBO, Showtime, and Hollywood's biggest giants. Then came Stranger Things, Narcos, The Crown, Money Heist, Squid Game. Each show became a global phenomenon. Each hit made Netflix stronger and studios weaker. The world realized something massive. Netflix wasn't following Hollywood, they were replacing Hollywood. This move was the kill shot, the final blow. The moment Netflix became unstoppable, they controlled the content, they controlled the delivery, they controlled the audience. And oh man, that changed everything. After conquering the United States, Netflix set its sights on something much bigger, the entire world. Around 2015, they pressed a button, literally one announcement, and overnight, Netflix expanded into more than 130 new countries. Boom, just like that, they became a global powerhouse. But going worldwide wasn't just about adding new subscribers. No, it was about understanding cultures, languages, and tastes. Netflix realized that people in Japan didn't watch the same things as people in Brazil. People in India had different stories than people in France. So Netflix made a brilliant move: create local content for local audiences. That's how we got shows like Money Heist from Spain, Dark from Germany, Sacred Games from India, Kingdom from South Korea, ***, and later, one of the biggest hits in streaming history, Squid Game. Each show exploded far beyond its home country. Suddenly, Americans were watching Korean dramas. Europeans were watching Indian thrillers. Latin America was watching Spanish heists. Netflix didn't just globalize entertainment, they erased borders. And with every new country, every new language, every new hit, Netflix grew stronger. Their competitors were still focused on the United States. While Netflix was taking over the earth, this was no longer a company. This was a global entertainment empire.